All right, Michael. So, can you just start off by talking to me a little bit about your previous work history in the insurance field?
Sure. I worked a couple of capacities insurance, the most recent of which is as an adjuster. My job as an adjuster was to investigate accidents as well as other insurance claims on a daily basis. I've dealt with our insureds. I've dealt with what's called a claimant, which is persons from the other insurance companies, um, as well as the police. I dealt with attorneys, medical providers, and of course, one of the main functions that I had as an adjuster was to try to figure out exactly how an accident happened. And of course, my job is to determine, the liability, and of course, to save the company's money. Like for example, if let's say like an insured call in and they say, "Well, this person cut me off." And what I'll do is I'll just kind of like do like an interview with them, get them on tape if needed, and then determine liability. That way it's done, it's quick, it's over with. And the only way that the other person will actually be able to successfully debate that and combat that is if they had evidence. What I mean by evidence is like from a police report or if they had video, and then of course I can go in and I can change the liability in that particular case. So it was all like an arm wrestling match between us and the other insurance company on who's going to be responsible for a particular incident.
Sure. Okay. And the other experience you have, like you said, and we had talked about before, is in the financial industry. So,
Mhm.
as a financial service advisor, what did you do on a day-to-day basis?
Financial services advisor. It was more of a incoming call from a client that had a number of different things that they needed taken care of, whether it be adding authorized users, trying to navigate around figuring out how to determine what is a residual finance charge, how that would occur. I also did situations where I actually had to pull credit, and and of course, going through the compliance issues with the bank. And lastly, we had like an infinity with a number of different major companies like Disney, American Airlines, just to name a few, who were more or less like partners, and they offer their own credit cards. And of course, we were grouped up in a particular capacity to where we actually were designated to work different campaigns.
Okay, got it. And the last thing I did want to touch on too was your B2B sales that you had mentioned earlier. What
Mhm.
industry was that B2B in?
B2B, it was more or less like construction industry, and it
Okay.
was an outbound B2B setting to where I would contact small to mid-sized companies to get them to order or at least start a program to where they can actually save money, whether it's office supplies, furniture, equipment, and other things. And of course, my job was to make 65 unique contacts per day and build a book of business. And then on a regular, just follow up with those customers like at least once or every other week to see if they have any product or pitch them any discounts that will be a benefit to them. But of course,
Okay,
to
great.
initially begin the dialogue, it was more of a consultative approach where we actually had to find out exactly what their business needs were,
Okay,
and then build
perfect.
around that. And also, I worked with another company in the past called Construction Data, which was primarily a construction publication. And of course, our job was to reach out to businesses who are looking for bidding opportunities on some of the construction projects that are out in the
Okay.
marketplace.
Okay, perfect. Awesome.